Hey everyone, welcome to today's video. Today I'm super excited. I am joined by my good friend Hannah and her dog Asher. And then for those of you guys that don't know Tyler, this is Tyler. Hello. So today we are going to be doing Hannah's holiday look. So we are using all of her products. This all comes from her makeup collection, so that when she gets home and has holiday parties to go to, she can replicate sort of. Hopefully what I do, if it turns out good. Like if it turns out bad, if it turns out bad, then don't replicate it. I'm gonna sit you on the floor so that we can get to work, but Asher, you can stay because you're so cute too. So we're starting out with her brows just to get her face frame going, and then we'll move to eyes and then complexion. We are using, what is this? This is the Cella Luscious Light Brown Eyebrow Color. So you generally like to do your brows a little bit darker, right?
Yeah, I feel like it's really hard for like makeup to do red hair matching well. Like, it's like almost like too red.
That makes sense.
Yeah, and so like since I have brown in my hair,
I think we'll do a little bit more of a lighter look, so I don't want to do anything too extreme. I also haven't done anyone's makeup in a long time. Literally, I think since like before the pandemic, I feel like.
probably.
Yeah.
I don't think you've
Don't
ever
worry,
done my
guys.
makeup either.
We're all vaccinated. That's true. I don't think I have.
No, you just like toured me around Sephora.
That was...
You taught me how to do it.
Yeah. Hannah and I used to be coworkers, and so we would spend our lunchtime, like, shopping at Sephora.
Yeah, my makeup guru.
Thank you, I appreciate it. So now we're just taking the Urban Decay primer potion here, just gently patting it in. So we're going to give ourselves a really nice base to work with. We're going to be using the Urban Decay Naked Honey palette. So maybe we'll do natural but a little bit smoky today.
Yeah.
Okay,
if you have any tips.
I don't know, we'll see. What I'm thinking is we'll use Keeper as our transition shade. Maybe Keeper and Swarm mixed together. Maybe we'll do, I'm actually thinking we'll do HBIC as our shimmer color, and then we'll probably smoke it out a little bit with Sting. So we're gonna go a little bit deeper, a little bit more dramatic today, just because, you know, it's the holidays. So taking a crease brush into both Keeper and Swarm. So I'm just taking this into your crease. Just giving ourselves a really, really light layer of color right now. And I'm doing like little circular motions, and I'm taking it kind of all the way into your inner corner as well. It's gonna look a little bit extreme right now because we haven't done her complexion yet, but trust the process. It'll come together. I really love these warm shades on you. Yeah, it's really nice. All right, guys, we're going straight into Sting now, really smoking it out. I'm taking a much smaller crease brush, so you can see, again, with like the diameter and the circumference of both of these brushes, you can just tell this one's a lot more fluffy in nature. This one is just a little bit smaller. So it's easier to do smokier, more precise application with some of these smaller brushes. So we're taking this straight into just the outer corner here and dusting it on. I'm going really, really light touches. So whenever, if you're nervous about doing smoky eyes, you can always go in and just add color by color by color. You don't have to go in with just like extreme like color right away and blend it out. You can do it like light layers at a time. It's a much easier way of controlling where that color is. And this way you can also pare it back. Alrighty, I'm liking how smoky we are looking, and now we are going to add in HBIC for an intense wash of shimmer color.
I love that shade.
That's so pretty. Do I need this palette? Maybe I need this palette.
Wait, you don't have this?
No, I don't.
You don't
assumed.
You don't wear like golds a lot.
I really don't. Yeah, I'm much more of like cool toned, I feel like. Yeah. Gold looks really good on you. Every time you wear like gold eyeliner or eyeshadow, I'm always like, damn, Hannah! So I'm going to get as close to the lid as possible. So to do that, I'm kind of flipping my brush over and coming in from the top, just so I can get as close to the lash line as possible. And I just noticed that my arm is totally blocking what I'm doing. So I'm really kind of pushing this into her all over shade, and then what we'll do is we'll go back in very lightly with some of our transition shades to just kind of blend everything out. You can see right now that it's looking a little bit like you can see where the colors begin and end, so we want to smooth all of that out so it looks like a gradient. So what we'll do is we will go ahead and grab both of the original crease brushes that I was working with, and we'll start blending. And I didn't actually add any extra colors. So if you wanted to leave it like this and keep it really, really soft, you definitely could. Or you could continue to add color and kind of like smoke it out some more, which is what we're gonna do.
Yeah.
So yeah, so we're taking a little bit more of that sting and kind of just amplifying up that smoky brown shade that's in the outer corner here. So again, you can see how we're building in layers. And then if I feel like I've accidentally removed too much of that crease shade, or I've removed too much of the shimmer shade, we can always add that back in as well. So yeah, so I like to keep it until like you can kind of see like there's like that V shape here. Yeah. It's a very, I feel like it's a very universally like flattering eye makeup look. This is the Urban Decay 24/7 Clyde-On eye pencil in Demolition. So we are going to use this one as your upper lash line and your lower lash line eyeliner. So when you look at your eye, we're going to just kind of follow the shape of her lower lash line here. And we're going to draw that line first. Bring it into the center of her eye. So we went smoky with the shadow, light with the eyeliner. I'm going to actually bring that into your inner corner as well. I like with your eye shape. I feel like it's really nice when we have it all the way in. All right. We're going to do a lower lash line now.
Okay. I might cry.
Okay. I'll just stay, I won't do waterline. I'll stay right outside of it.
Okay.
Yeah, so obviously when you're doing it, if you want to do in your waterline, you can. But I don't want to make you cry too much. So.
Yeah.
All right, let's get to complexion. We will inevitably come back to the eyes, but we're just going to do complexion first, and then we can kind of revisit everything. So we are starting out with the Milk Hydro Grip Primer. I'm going to take that on my hand. This one we're just going to apply with our fingers, if you're okay with that.
Yep. It's like a face massage.
For complexion, we are going to use the NARS Tinted Moisturizer. This is in the shade Gotland Light 1.2. So I'm just taking this on a brush, and let's go ahead. So whenever I do everyone else's makeup, I actually really like using smaller brushes instead of like one of the like thicker foundation brushes, just because I feel like I have more control with smaller brushes, and not everyone is like as big-headed as me. So. I do really love this moisturizer. Mm-hmm. It's like one of my favorites.
You got me hooked on it. Yeah, I bought...
Sorry.
I haven't deviated too much from when you took me to Sephora the first time.
Oh my, that had to have been like years ago, right?
2015, 2016.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Teaching new working Hannah how to do her makeup.
So Miss Perfect Skin Hannah doesn't need any other additional complexion, because normally we'll use, right, like under eye concealer is going to be a little bit brighter, lighter than what you would put all over your face. So like if you had, this is like, the setup that you have here is perfect. So the Almay is great for your all over, like if you have pimples that you need to cover, and then we'll go ahead and use the lighter Dermablend concealer for your under your eyes. And I feel like Dermablend is really high coverage, right?
Yeah.
We are going to smooth out the concealer with a beauty blender. I think is this the Eco Tools one?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So anytime you're under eye concealer, let's say if it's looking a little bit cakey or it's looking thicker than you wanted it to, this is when going in with a damp beauty sponge is like perfect, because it'll kind of get rid of some of that cakiness. It'll help kind of push it into the skin. So with brushes, a lot of the time, sometimes you'll notice that I'll do like kind of like a tapping motion where I'll be like pushing it into your skin. So that's what that's doing, but nothing does it better than a beauty blender. Okay. So, or a damp beauty sponge. So we will take Charlotte Tilbury's Flawless Filter Powder in the shade 1 Fair for setting her under eyes. We're just going to do a light layer here, and then instead of like swiping it on, we're going to pat it on. And this is just going to make sure that we don't have any creasing, that your concealer lasts all day long. And as you go through your holiday party and you're drinking and having fun, everything stays in place.
Caroling.
Yes. Caroling. So now we know what Hannah's doing for the holidays. Okay. Do you actually carol?
I can't sing.
Next, we're going to take the cream bronzer from Rare Beauty, and this is in the shade Happy Soul. literally just right on her cheekbones, maybe a little bit lower than where I would place blush, but not too much lower because we don't want it to be, we don't want it to pull down your face. We want it to lift it. And then we're just going to do a little bit around the jawline. Let's go ahead and blend this out. So when you are blending on your jawline, never blend too far down. We want to just keep it right here. And so whenever you're placing shadows onto your face, just make sure that you're not dragging anything down. So it's the same rule applies here for the cream contour. I'm going to have you look that way. Yep. So this part you can see I'm kind of gliding this way on your face and not this way because I don't want that to go anywhere else. That's a lovely cream bronzer. Oh my god, I'm adding things to my list.
I know.
Of things that I want to get. So now that we finished the cream bronzer step, we'll go ahead and set the entire face with the Urban Decay All Nighter powder, and this is in the shade.
It doesn't have a shade.
It doesn't have a shade. This is what we're using.
Shadeless.
So I'm going to take a really, really fluffy brush. So generally speaking, because you just want your makeup to stay put, but we're not going to try and make you have cake face. So I like using really large fluffy brushes for the all over powder application because I just think it kind of just keeps it from looking too matte, but you still have a decent layer of powder on. And for me, usually when I'm doing everyone else's makeup as well, I'm a lot nicer to people's faces than mine. So instead of aggressively swirling it around, I'm just patting it on so that way we're not disturbing any of the foundation or concealer that we've put on. We're using Physicians Formula's Butter Bronzer to do our bronzer, and this is in the shade Light Bronzer. This is a really beautiful shade. That is a beautiful light bronzer shade. It's not too orange or anything like that.
Yeah.
I like it. So you can just see I'm applying that lightly over the cream blush to just give a little bit of color. And we are going to bring this a little bit up and just kind of framing your face. One of the things that I am noticing right now about the way that I applied it, particularly on this side, is you can really see that line right here and right here. And so if you want your makeup to be a little bit more blended in, some people really like some of the harsher lines when you're doing more of that bronzing kind of a step, but for me I like things to be pretty seamless. So I'm just taking that powder brush that I had and just lightly dusting it over some of those lines to make sure it's really, really seamless in your face. So for me, I like it more where it's oh, the shadows are naturally on my face, I'm naturally contoured.
I naturally have cheekbones.
Yeah, exactly. So for blush, we are using Alima. Is that what it is? Okay, so Alima Cosmetics Satin Matte Blush in Apricot, which is this shade here. Super pretty. I really like this. Because this is very pigmented, I'm going to use a super fluffy brush just so that we're not going too heavy. So I did take a little bit out into the lid and really, really dust that off. Oh, we could use a little bit more. I'm just taking this a little bit higher on your face as well. So again, with blush application, I feel like a lot of people were generally kind of, usually you do apples of your cheeks. Lately, I've been favoring putting blush right here versus right here on your face. So it kind of just helps lift everything as well. It's like a nice facelift. Not that you need one, just saying. For highlight, we are going to use an oldie and a classic. So this is the Becca, thank you. This is the Becca Shimmering Skin Perfector in Champagne Pop, which is a classic highlight. So you guys know that Smashbox actually took over this formula, right? Yeah. So when you run out, you can still purchase it.
Thank God.
Which is so nice, yeah. So we're just applying highlight to the top parts of your cheekbones. And I'm going really, really light with that application just because I don't know if you want to be as shiny as I usually want it. Anytime you're adding some of these powder products in, the color products, if you feel like it's a little bit much, you can always just take a powder brush and lightly graze over it to get everything to kind of sink in. Okay, let's do your brow gel, and I'll have you put on mascara, and then we're almost done.
Okay.
So for brow gel, we are setting this in place with Kosas's Air Brow. This is in the shade Soft Brown. So Hannah's going to apply her own mascara just because I don't want to stab her in the face. And then we will come back and do lips. Okay. To close out, we are going to use the Rare Beauty Dewy Lip Balm in the shade Thankful. We don't really have a lip liner today, but we'll go ahead and use this to kind of just like add a little bit of color to your lips. Yeah, go ahead and do like the look for me. Yeah, perfect. To set down her face, we will go ahead and use the Urban Decay All Nighter Setting Spray. This is specifically the Vitamin C one. All right, everyone, we are done, and now Hannah has a great holiday look, hopefully that she likes.
I do.
Okay, I'm glad. So that pretty much closes out this video. If you liked it, please feel free to subscribe to our channel, like this video, and I will see you guys next week. Thank you so much for watching. And look at him, he's so cute. Bye. And so what we are going to be doing today is Hannah does.
Stirs between a sponge and a blender.
The blender, the beauty blender is like a brand.
It's like Kleenex.
Yeah. Or like
it's the same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah.